There was a moment in every game. The crowd got quiet, just for a second. Then Michael Jordan caught the ball with his back to the basket, a defender right behind him, and everyone knew what was about to happen. But here's the question. If everyone knew, why couldn't anyone stop it? What made him so dangerous in the post? Was it just skill or something more? The truth is, it was controlled. He could slow the game down and attack exactly how he wanted. So how did he master this? And why did it make him unstoppable, especially as a guard? Welcome to G.O.A.T Report. If you love real basketball stories, hit like and subscribe. The evolution of Jordan's game. Early in his career, Michael Jordan was known for his speed, explosiveness, and highlight dunks. He attacked the rim with power and confidence, often scoring in ways that amazed fans. But basketball is a long journey, and the game around him began to change. As the years passed, defenders became stronger and more physical, especially during the 1990s. Jordan realized something important: he could not rely only on athleticism forever. So, he adjusted his game. He began to develop his post skills. Not just simple moves, but a complete set of techniques. He worked on footwork, balance, and control. By the late 1990s, his post game had become one of the best ever for a guard. He could score in many different ways, making him extremely hard to defend and nearly unstoppable in that area. Why the post was so powerful for him? The post is usually a place for bigger players like centers and power forwards. But Michael Jordan used it in a different way. So why was he so effective there? The answer is simple: mismatches. Most guards who defended him were smaller, slower, and not as strong. When Jordan moved into the post, he forced them into positions they were not comfortable with. They were not used to defending with their back to the basket or handling that kind of physical play. If teams tried to adjust and sent bigger defenders, that created another problem. Bigger players often struggled to keep up with his quick footwork and speed. So no matter who was guarding him, Jordan had an advantage. He understood this and used it smartly. That is what made the post his perfect scoring area and a place where he could control the game. Footwork, the hidden weapon. If you watch Michael Jordan closely, one thing stands out: his footwork. It wasn't flashy or loud, but it was almost perfect. He could pivot in either direction using his left shoulder or right shoulder with ease. He could spin, fake, or step through, all while staying in control. What made it special was how similar his moves looked at the start. Defenders often thought they knew what was coming. But at the last second, he changed direction. That made him very hard to read and even harder to stop. Jordan never wasted movement. Every step had a clear purpose. He stayed balanced, even when defenders were close or double-teaming him. That balance was very important in the post. It helped him stay in control, take better shots, and finish plays smoothly, no matter how much pressure the defense applied. Strength and control. Many people see Michael Jordan as just athletic, but he was also very strong. In the post, he used his body in a smart way. He would back defenders down slowly, feel their weight, and then choose the right moment to attack. He never rushed. He stayed calm and in control. Using his upper body, he created small amounts of space while keeping perfect balance. That gave him better angles to score. This detail may look simple, but it made a big difference. In the post, even a little space can change everything. Jordan understood this better than most players. That is why he was so effective and so hard to stop when he played with his back to the basket. The fadeaway, his signature weapon. If there is one move that truly defines Michael Jordan in the post, it is the fadeaway. This was not just a shot. It was his answer to tight defense. When defenders got too close, he leaned back. When they jumped to contest, he had already created space. The fadeaway allowed him to shoot even when pressure was high. He could take the shot over either shoulder, left or right, which made it very hard for defenders to predict. Over time, Jordan mastered this move with great balance and control. It became one of his most trusted scoring options, especially later in his career. Because of this, defenders had very few ways to stop him, and he became extremely difficult to guard in the post. Why the fadeaway was so hard to stop? Let's understand it in a simple way. A normal shot can be challenged by a defender, but a fadeaway is different. When Michael Jordan took a fadeaway, he jumped backward, moving away from the defender while still aiming with control. That created natural space. He also had perfect timing. First, he would make slight contact to feel the defender. Then, he would make them lean in one direction. Right after that, he faded away and took the shot. By the time the defender tried to react, the ball was already in the air. That made it very hard to block. Jordan practiced this move so much that he turned a very difficult shot into a reliable and consistent scoring weapon. The mind game. Michael Jordan didn't just play with his body, he played with his mind. In the post, he carefully watched defenders. If they leaned left, he attacked right. If they expected a spin move, he used a fadeaway instead. If they jumped too early, he stayed patient and waited. He was always thinking one step ahead. That is why defenders often looked confused. Jordan did not follow the same pattern every time. He reacted based on what the defender did at that moment. This made him very unpredictable, and that made him even harder to stop in the post. The windshield wiper move. One of Michael Jordan's most famous moves had a nickname, the windshield wiper. He would fake a turnaround one way, then quickly switch directions and take a fadeaway the other way. The move was smooth, fast, and very effective. Defenders would often react to the first fake and commit in that direction, leaving themselves out of position. That small, simple fake was enough for Jordan to create space. With just a little separation, he could take a clean shot. It may look easy, but this move became one of his deadliest tools in the post, helping him score against even the toughest defenders. Playing against double teams. What happens when one defender isn't enough to stop Michael Jordan? Teams often sent two defenders, but even that didn't always work. Jordan stayed calm under pressure. If the double team came early, he would pass the ball to an open teammate. If it came late, he would attack quickly before they could adjust. Sometimes, he even scored despite both defenders being close. His incredible balance, footwork, and control allowed him to shoot accurately, even with multiple defenders around him. This kind of skill is very rare and part of what made Jordan so unstoppable in the post. Simplicity made deadly. Here's the interesting part. The offense didn't need to be complicated. Sometimes, the plan was simple. Just give Michael Jordan the ball in the post. His moves were quick, precise, and efficient. He mastered the basics and turned them into something nearly unstoppable. Adapting with age. As Michael Jordan got older, his post game became even more dangerous. He relied less on speed and more on skill. His fadeaway got sharper, his footwork cleaner, and he understood angles better. Instead of using just athleticism, he outsmarted defenders. That's why many believe his later years showed his most complete and effective offensive game. Why guards couldn't stop him. Most guards weren't built to defend in the post. They were used to guarding players on the perimeter. But the post is different. It's close, physical, and controlled. Michael Jordan took advantage of this. He turned these matchups into a battle of strength and skill. Most of the time, he came out on top, showing why he was so dominant with his back to the basket. Why big defenders struggled too. You might think bigger players could stop Michael Jordan, but that wasn't easy. Big defenders were slower, and Jordan could spin past them, shoot over them, or create space with his fadeaway. Size didn't matter, he could attack any defender, which made him truly unique. The role of balance. Balance was a key part of everything Michael Jordan did. Even on fadeaways, he stayed in control, kept his body aligned, and released the ball smoothly. This made his shots consistent, and even the most difficult ones looked easy to make. Practice and precision. None of this was by chance. Michael Jordan practiced these moves over and over. The fadeaway is a hard shot, needing strong legs, perfect timing, and great coordination. Jordan mastered all of it and turned a difficult move into a reliable, unstoppable weapon. The impact on basketball. After Michael Jordan, the game changed. More players began using the post and the fadeaway. Stars like Kobe Bryant studied him, and the move became part of basketball culture. Even today, very few players have mastered it the way Jordan did. The fear factor. There was something else Jordan created. Fear. Defenders often knew what was coming, but still felt helpless. That mental pressure made it even harder to stop him. Once a defender hesitated, it was too late. Michael Jordan knew how to make them feel that way every time. Clutch moments. The post wasn't just for regular plays, it was for big moments. Close game, ball in Michael Jordan's hands, turn, fade, score. Simple, reliable, and deadly. Why he was different. Many players can score, but few can control the game like Michael Jordan. In the post, he controlled space, timing, movement, and decisions, a rare skill that made him truly special. Final thoughts. In the end, Michael Jordan wasn't just great in the post, he changed the game. He showed that even a guard could dominate there with the right skills. So think about it. Was it his footwork, his strength, his fadeaway, or his mindset that made him unstoppable? The truth is, it was all of it combined. That's what made him so hard to stop. And once he turned his back to the basket, you already knew what would happen next. So, what do you think, was Jordan the greatest post player ever for a guard? This is GOAT Report. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like and subscribe for more real basketball stories.